And welcome back to the OHO podcast, everybody. I am Buckeye Boggs, and I am flying solo tonight on this adventure. So thankful you decided to click on this video. If this is your first time clicking on an OHIO podcast video, welcome in. We're sure glad that you decided to do so. Uh, Please hit the like button. Absolutely does help this channel as we continue to grow. Ring the bell, get notified. If you haven't already subscribed, that will also help us out. And of course, when you ring that bell, you'll be notified of every time we go live. We go live every Thursday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, as well as every Sunday night, 8 o'clock Eastern as well. Catch us on Facebook at The Ohio Podcast. Over on the X at The Ohio Pod, you can email us at theohiopodcast@gmail.com. And of course, catch us every single day at theohiopodcast.com, where you can read great articles written by myself as well as Chris, and find all kinds of great links, including links to over to the College Huddle, where you will find that we are the official Ohio State podcast of the College Huddle. 73 great independent, fan-driven podcasts of 73 different college football teams, and we are tickled pink to be a part of that for this upcoming 2024 season. Guys, Ohio State's recruiting is on a roll. And yesterday, one of the bigger booms of the season occurred when Northeast Ohio Cleveland running back Bo Jackson, that's right, he's got the name, doesn't he? Bo knows Buckeyes now. Bo Jackson decided he was going to be a Buckeye. Now, what makes this commitment all the sweeter is that if you follow any of the happenings up in Ann Arbor with our friendly foes to the north, they believed when they acquired the services of one Tony Alford that they were going to get not one but two Northeast Ohio running backs. Of course, the first one decided after getting all kinds of crystal balls to go to U of M, decided he was going to be a Wildcat, went down to Kentucky instead. And of course, the higher ranked of the two, Bo Jackson, well, after visiting Georgia and then visiting Ohio State, he decided he's going to stay home and be a Buckeye. Of course, some of the Georgia fans down south, those dog fans down there, kind of bitter about this, saying that this is all about NIL. Please, are you kidding me? Georgia fans complaining about NIL now? Or, he just doesn't want to compete. He just wants to slide right into the starting position. Well, that's not a guarantee at Ohio State. Never is, never will be. You're going to have to earn your way. And I think Bo Jackson's got the opportunity to compete next year with people like James Peoples. Um, so we'll see if that's something that happens for him when he gets on campus next year. But I'm tickled pink to have Bo Jackson a part of the Buckeye family moving forward. Now, Bo's he's got quite an interesting, I guess, stats here. 6 foot 205 from Villa Angela St. Joseph High School in Cleveland, Ohio. That's an interesting high school. That's where Elvis Gerback and Desmond Howard came from. That's right. So both of those famous U of Dum alums were from this high school, as well as Mike and Bob Golick. Those are a couple names that a lot of people know. Of course, they went on and played at Notre Dame. Mike Golick went on to have a infamous career in radio and on television with the Mike and Mike program at ESPN for many years on the radio. And Bob Golick, I believe, was an actor for a while as well. So, and then London Fletcher, a linebacker, pretty famous in the NFL. He's a graduate there. He went to a smaller college, but this is the first time in my lifetime, that is, that Ohio State's been able to acquire a top recruit from this high school. So it's nice to get that door finally knocked in. Bo Jackson is ranked 85th, or excuse me, 81st nationally, according to the 247 Sports Composite ranking. He's the fifth highest ranked running back, and he's also the fifth highest overall recruit from the state of Ohio. He's personally fourth on my list that I do for recruiting. So that's kind of that when we come to the news of Bo Jackson. This was, like I said, a big get for us, and we're tickled pink to have him. Now, a little bit of updating on the recruiting. This past weekend was a big recruiting weekend for the Buckeyes. They had 10 guys on campus, two of them who had already committed, now three with the services of Bo Jackson. And we had two offensive linemen, and that's kind of what I want to talk about for the remainder of this video is the offensive line recruiting. Now, I've created a nice little graphic here to kind of explain where Ohio State currently sits when it comes to recruiting the offensive line position. Of course, the lone recruit there, Carter Lowe, who's committed from Toledo, Ohio. He's a top 50 national recruit, currently ranked 33rd in the 247 Sports Composite ranking. Some services have him as a 5-star. He's borderline 5-star. 6'5", 290 pounds. He is the number one offensive lineman from the state of Ohio, and it was nice to have him locked up and brought down here to Columbus from that border city that we always compete with the Luzerines in Toledo. Now, if you look at the offered list there, these are the offers. Of course, there's been more offers than this, but these are the offers of the recruits who I feel Ohio State has a chance to possibly land. Of course, the big one there, the number 3 overall ranked recruit in the country, David Sanders Jr., the number 1 offensive lineman in the nation from Charlotte, North Carolina, 6'6", 270. Currently has a crystal ball for him to Clemson. He just got done with his official Clemson visit. Uh, Up on his list will be Georgia, I believe Alabama, Tennessee, and Ohio State, I believe, is who he officially um, will be visiting. And of course, Ohio State is the last one of that group of 5 that he has official visits scheduled for the month of June in. I always like to have that last one. However, it doesn't always work out that they come to that last one. Now, I think David Sanders Jr. He's going to take all those visits, except for maybe the Alabama one. And I believe it's going to come down to either Tennessee or Ohio State. Now, even though there is a crystal ball for Clemson, if this comes down to him just wanting to stay close to home and he grew up a Tiger fan, then Clemson's going to win this thing. But I think if this thing can come down to NIL and academics and just overall more things that are involved than just playing for the team you rooted for, then I think Ohio State's got a doggone good chance to win this thing. So keep your eye on that. Now, one that surprised me is Josh Petty, the number 13th overall ranked recruit in the country from Roswell, Georgia, 6'5", 262. And I want you to scroll all the way down to the bottom of this offered list. Now, this is pretty interesting. Andrew Stargell, who's ranked 1,019th overall, not really an Ohio State recruit, some would say, but he's a teammate of Mr. Petty. And so I think there might be something going on here with, hey, we might bring you in. If we could get you, we'll bring your teammate in with you type of things here. So we'll keep your eye on that one too. But um, Petty's got Florida State. He's got a Georgia Tech, Stanford, Ohio State. Like he's got some really high academic schools on his list here. I think Florida State's the one that's on par with Ohio State athletically there. Um, Ohio State might offer the total package for him. So this is on a recruitment that I didn't have my eyes on, and all of a sudden it's kind of caught me off guard. Really like Jackson Lloyd from Carmel, California. Uh, Hope that he can take that official visit and we can get him in the ranks. Also, I really, really, really like Henry Fanuku. Um, Fort Worth, Texas was just on an official visit to Ohio State this past weekend. Dude played soccer. He's a tremendous athlete, so you know he's got great feet. This is someone who I think can really rise in the rankings. Might find himself in the low 300s before it's all said and done. And then if you're going to say, hey, who on this list do you think will commit first? Then I think it's Caden Strayhorn. Plays at IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida. Again, was just on an official visit to Ohio State. Really love that visit. I've kind of been on kind of boom watch with him a little bit. However, he does have some other official visits scheduled, including one to Ann Arbor, which I found interesting. Now, I also want to touch on Nolan Davenport, who's reportedly going to be camping with Ohio State this week and could earn a possible offer. I'm rooting for this young man. From everything that I've heard about him, he's a tremendous young man. Love his highlight video. Love his size, 6'6", 260. Moves really well. Of course, plays in Massillon. So traditional strong powerhouse of a program here in Ohio and Northeast Ohio. So in the Canton area. So Nolan's one I'm kind of rooting for. And you guys, if you've listened to me before and you follow us on our live program, you've heard me talk about this before. A three-star offensive lineman from the state of Ohio, in my opinion, is like a four-star from Florida. I really believe that when it comes to offensive line, especially run blocking. And Nolan's one of those kids who I just think you bring him in. He's from Ohio. He wants to be a Buckeye. Yes, I understand he's a three-star. But this is a kid who develops, I think, sticks with the program, and after 3 years of being in the program, he gets his chance to play and he shines. So I'm really rooting for Nolan Davenport. Hope he earns that offer from the Buckeyes. But I think they're going to take somewhere around 5 offensive linemen in this class. So with Carter Lowe in the books already, they're looking for 4 more. Hopefully we get David Sanders Jr. That would be a huge get. You get Carter Lowe and David Sanders Jr., then by all means get Davenport, get 2 other guys, and let's roll because this offensive line class would absolutely be off the charts if we could get both those guys and bring in 3 other guys who you see on that list. All right, guys, I know this is a short video. Like I said, flying solo tonight. I hope this was informative. I'll do more of these in the future, just kind of quick hits on recruiting as I dive more into the recruiting this time of season, really start to sink my teeth into that as we start seeing commitments flowing in and rumors and et cetera, et cetera. Um, Check out Juck on Sports. Guy does a great job following recruiting. So if you like this and this is just a flavor, go watch his videos. He'll give you an entire smorgasbord of offensive and defensive recruiting for the Buckeyes. You're gonna love it. So check that out as well. I'll put a link for his channel in the show notes below. Again, we go live tomorrow night, Thursday, 8 o'clock Eastern, with our live call-in show. So if you want to call in, talk to Chris, myself, talk Buckeyes with us, we'd love to have you. Check that out. Again, subscribe, ring the bell, get notified. You won't miss it. Till next time, OH, go Bucks.